Celebrating 10 years of award-winning car talk, this is the In Wheel Time Car Show, your weekly go-to all things automotive place. Howdy along with Mike out of this world Mars, King Conrad DeLong and Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today. Our guest right now is Mr. Brad Thompson, and he is with God's Garage. Good morning, Brad. How are you, brother?
Good morning, guys. Good. I hope you like this backdrop, Don. I did this just for you.
Oh, my gosh. I'll be right over. Just give me the address. Just shoot it. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love the wheels.
Yeah, I do, too.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that is a beautiful C8 Corvette. Am I correct?
No, it's a C7.
No, that's a C7.
C7, okay.
2017 Grand Sport.
Oh, my gosh. Well, it's beautiful with some aftermarket wheels on it. Is that your car?
Yeah, this is my car. As soon as we get done, I'm heading up to Eagles Canyon Raceway to do a track day with it. And I want you to know I decided to do only a single day track day so I could be on your show.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, we really do appreciate that.
We'll take that.
Yeah. You know, we wanted to talk to you today, Brad, about the God's Garage and what God's Garage does. Now, I understand that you guys are based up in Conroe, correct?
Yes, sir, we are. We've got 13 acres that we just bought a couple years ago just on the east side of downtown Conroe.
Yeah. Well, what a great thing, and everybody's going to learn about it right now, because I want you to tell. Now, this is a non-profit garage, right, if you can understand that. So tell us, Brad, exactly what it is that you do and how special you are to the families that you help.
Yeah, great. I appreciate you guys having us on. So God's Garage was started about the time you started your podcast, about 10 years ago.
Yep.
We actually incorporated into a 501c3 about 6 years ago. And what we do is we take donated vehicles, running or not. We fix them if we can. If we can't, we salvage them and we use the money from that. But we repair these vehicles, get them very roadworthy, and then we actually just give them to single moms, military wives of deployed military, and widows. So we are a ministry. We don't generate any revenue from the car repairs we do. We actually will fix cars for the same, single moms and the needy women out there. We'll fix cars for them, but we do it by appointment only. They have to go through our process, but we will fix them for the wholesale cost of the parts. So all of our labor is free. And
you don't do this by yourself, don't you? Have a bunch of guys that help you out?
No, Mike. See, look at my fingernails. I don't do any of that. We have a whole host of volunteers that without them, there's no way we could do what we do. We have some really neat guys that are just some of them were shade tree mechanics. Some of them were actually certified mechanics. We're about to build a 6-bay garage. We have about 2 bays right now, so we're very crunched on capacity of getting these cars repaired and getting them given away. But man, our volunteers drive our trucks and trailers all over the town. People may have seen them picking up vehicles, and then we do the best we can to get these things really clean and roadworthy.
So how do you select, or are they selected for you, the recipients of these cars?
Well, thanks to you guys, we'll probably get 100 more applicants today. So you just never know. But they apply online. They hear about us just through word of mouth. We have some billboards around town, shows like yours. And they actually have to qualify. We have some qualifications that we try to stay very closely to, because our waiting list is really hard for us to keep up with right now. So right. They have to be a single mom, which means they have to have children. They have to be a wife of a deployed military person, or they have to be a widow. And then we have limitations on what their income can be and things like that, just so we know we're really grabbing the people who are really in need.
We posted your website on our Facebook page as well, so we're trying to drive both sides of this. Applications for cars, but also you take cars in donation to turn around to give to those applicants. So how can people donate their car to you?
They can get online and do the same thing. We have a form online, so godsgarage.org, and thanks for putting that out there. Same thing as the women who want to become recipients. We have forms online. They can get on there and click it. Usually within 24 hours or one business day, you'll get a phone call from one of us, and we'll arrange a pickup time, and we'll come pick it up. As long as it's within 50 to 75 miles of Conroe, once we start going beyond that, we actually do have a national service that'll pick up vehicles for us. But the ones outside of our area, we won't bring them all the way back here. We'll actually turn those into revenue and use that money to fix other cars.
So, Brad, I want you to give me an example of a person that is going to be getting a car from you, and then go through the car process. What kind of car did you give to them, and the condition that you got it, and what you did to it? Run us through the whole process, if you will.
Okay, well, we'll start with the applicant side. So the ladies get online, they fill out an application, we call them, we vet them. And what we find out is, man, some of these women are in really tough situations.
Right.
And if you could imagine living anywhere in the Houston area without a car, what you would not be able to do, or how difficult it would be to go to the grocery store.
Right.
I mean, just something as simple as that. We kind of, we don't have 2.5 kids, but our average is 2.5 kids for every mom. So for the 600 moms we've given, or wives or deployed military, we've given vehicles to over the life of our ministry, you can figure we affected about 2,000 kids.
Sure.
So there's, just the way this started actually was a mom was walking home from church at night down the shoulder of 105 in the rain. And our founder, who has kind of moved on to do other things, but our founder just saw that and just had a heart for it and said, you know what? I got to at least stop and get her off the highway. So he got her off the highway, found out that her vehicle had been sitting at a shop because she couldn't afford the repairs. So he went and paid for the repairs on that one. And then he started this in his own garage up here in Conroe. And then we've just continued to grow. But the stories we hear are touching and heart-wrenching. And
so give me one of the stories. Tell me about somebody that just in the past month or so that you have helped.
So we had a lady who lost her job. I mean, it's COVID really messed a lot of people up
Sure.
with their employment. So we had a lady who lost her job. She got evicted. She was living out of her car. The car she had quit running. So she came to us for repairs, and we figured out there's no way we could help her with this. So we actually took her vehicle in and gave her another one that was a minivan. She ended up being homeless. So we ended up partnering with some of the other ministries up here to help find her a place to at least live for a period of time.
Right.
But she was living through, a colder time in a vehicle that actually wouldn't run. And she somehow got it started and got it up there to Conroe enough to us that we could change it over. But that's one of the more dramatic ones, I would say. But,
yeah.
There's been plenty of them that, through really no fault of their own, just through life circumstances, they find themselves without a vehicle. They lose their jobs and they can't pay for one. So when we give them one, there's no payments. They're done. They own it.
What a wonderful story that is. What kind of a car did she, are these like, 20-year-old cars, 10-year-old cars? Does it vary?
Yeah, absolutely. So we try not to give them anything over 20 years, because once you kind of get to the 20-year mark, there's just so many unpredictable things that can happen that might check out fine when we do the initial evaluation. But, we'll get a call a week later and say, hey, the transmission went. So we try to give them anything. It's usually anywhere between 10 years old and 18 years old is probably a really sweet spot for what we take in and
Sure.
what we give away.
Right.
Obviously, the newer, the better, the more in running condition, the better. We do also have a lot of local partners that are true for-profit auto repair shops, who will actually, maybe once a month or once every other month, they'll fix a vehicle for us for free. So we actually send some of the more difficult ones to them, because we don't have the ability to put one up on a rack and drop an engine, or pull an engine and put it up on a rack and have it sit in a spot for a period of time. We have to keep things rolling.
Do you actually do engine overhauls? I mean, if it seems to me like if it gets to that point, that it'd probably be easiest if you just flipped that and got one that you could at least repair the engine.
Yeah, you're spot on. So if we can't fix it for about $1,000 or less, generally the revenue we can get from a salvage or a sale or something like that will fix 3 other cars for us. So we don't typically mess with the full, engine transmission issues, but man, we have sledgehammers and we can beat the heck out of a ball joint. So
well, if anybody has ever seen the guys on Motor Trend, the hot rod garage guys, I mean, they go out to a salvage yard and get something. Yeah, roadkill. That the thing isn't run in 20 years, and you know that it's been sitting out there for probably 15 of that, and they get those things to run. So it doesn't really take a whole lot, generally speaking, to get them to run.
So
yeah, that's. Oh, I'm sorry, Conroe. Go ahead.
Well, you talk about people donating cars in that range, and you take care of delivering vehicles to the needs of single moms. Can people also make a cash donation through your website if they just want to?
No, we don't take anybody's cash. Of course, they can make a cash donation.
I'm trying to throw that softball to you.
I mean, come on, we're a nonprofit. Yeah, we take cash.
Take cash, credit card, anything.
Which that you'll spend on fixing some of these donated vehicles. So even if you don't have a vehicle to donate, but you're so moved that you want to give some money to the cause, you can jump on our Facebook page or godsgarage.org and make a donation in that vein as well, and follow them and see what they're doing, because it's a great cause. What you guys are doing is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, cash is always good. We're getting ready to build a building. We're losing our existing building because Highway 105 is going to expand on the east side of Conroe. So
okay.
We're right in the throes of starting to build a building, which is really exciting for us. We're at a really neat place in the ministry. We, other than COVID, I mean, we were on target to give away over 200 vehicles last year. So this isn't a small operation, but we're very scalable. We only have 3 full-time employees, and then everything else. I'm on the board, and our board is very much a working, active board. We have terrific people on our board.
Well, it's truly a wonderful organization. I know that you guys were out at Houston Motorsports Park last year for a giveaway, and that actually didn't quite happen the way that it was supposed to. But I got a taste of what they do, and they brought the car out there on a trailer, and we were going to go through the whole rigmarole, and it just didn't work out. We'll hopefully have you back again this year, because what a great ministry really is what it is, to be able to take a car and turn it to somebody who is truly needy. Right. You think of resale shops a lot, and you clean out a closet and you take all of your clothes or whatever it is that you're going to donate to a resale shop, but you never really think about an automobile, and that people are in need of automobiles
all the time.
And let's face it, I mean, Houston, as big as it is not one of those cities that's really good on public transportation.
Right. No.
And to be able to take a bus from point A to point B
doesn't happen.
And these days, it just doesn't happen for anybody. And so this is a great service that you're doing, and we certainly really appreciate you. And I know that all of our listeners and viewers do as well. And if there's ever anything that we can do to help you, we got your back over here, if you will.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate that. I mean, obviously your audience, a lot of car guys. So anybody that's up on the north side wants to come work on a car, and come on, we could always use the help.
Well, we appreciate it. We're going to let you get on the road to get to your racing event. Where are you going?
I'm going to Eagles Canyon Raceway, which is north of Denton, up in Decatur. An organization that does track days. I've had this thing on Circuit of the Americas and the old Texas World Speedway. I got to do the last track day at TWS before they shut that place down. So it's just something I get to do every now and again. We are a bunch of car folks over there, but man, if you ever come be part of a giveaway, bring your Kleenex, because boy, it's a touching thing to see the impact it makes on these ladies' lives.
Well, we love you, man, and thank you so much for joining us today. God's Garage, Brad Thompson, thanks again. We'll talk to you again soon.
Have a great one.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Travel safe.
Okay. It's always good to kind of pass things along like that. Thought that everybody...
Great cause.
Yeah, thank you, Mike, for lining that up. That was good. What is this?
Auto history?
Ainsley is at Concours d'Elegance at Kima Porsche competition.
Oh, so David Ainsley is at the Porsche Concours d'Elegance.
It's a Porsche event?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just strictly Porsches, I think, the way he said it, Porsche competition.
Is he there with Ryan?
No, Ryan's probably working. David probably wants to have a Porsche. Well,
trade in his Suburban for a Porsche.
Yeah, the company Suburban.
Suburban.
That sounds like something that you would do.
No, I wouldn't. I can't trade in my vans.
His is in the body shop.
Yeah, mine's still.
You know, we could. I'm thinking maybe we could turn, one of the vans into a race van.
That'll work for me.
It's been there so long, we could do a remote from the body shop.
Oh gosh,
It's been in the shop so long.
It's been in the shop. Probably going to be by the time this is over 6 months, because it was almost 4 months
For the
Ford
engine
dealer
blow up.
trying to get the engine done, and now we're pushing.
How did that work out for you for the Ford engine? That
Perfect
Ford,
so far.
Well, but Ford didn't fix it. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Who fixed the engine?
What are you beat down over there?
Well, the Ford dealer put a new engine in it, but I got some coverage from the protection plan, as well as we paid cash. We paid cash for the rest of it.
Oh my God!
So and then the dent, they're fixing the dent, and then
No,
when it gets out-
that wasn't a dent. This
No,
is
that
a
was a
separate
pretty good-
situation.
yeah.
That's a separate situation when he got broadsided up on Highway
and-
6.
Right? Okay, I was being
From
I was
somebody
being
running,
kind.
somebody running a stop
I was
sign.
being kind, and then when you get it out, will it run?
Yeah, it should.
It
Hope
should.
so.
Yeah. So how is the body work coming on this?
Right now, it has a hole in the side of it that's about the size of
a car.
Of a car, because they just cut the whole side of it off, and then they ordered. The insurance company wanted to use LKQ parts, like kind and quality parts,
Right, which
So
is
they had-
salvage.
Aftermarket.
Right, so they had to find a transit van, my height transit van that was damaged, but not in the area they needed the parts for, and that took
How do
a
you?
while.
I was just going to say, did they find something?
They did, and then as they cut it off, they destroyed it. So when it showed up at the body shop, they said we can't use it. So they waited on another one, and that didn't happen. So then they ordered it. I called the insurance company and fussed at them and said, look, I want OEM parts. I'm tired of waiting this long. I'm saving you money because you're not buying me a rent car while we're doing this. So they ordered in OEM parts, and it shows up in this big, huge box. And the guy at the body shop says, and you can see tire tracks right over the middle of the box. And I'm like,
Are you
seriously?
serious?
And he
Somebody
says-
ran over it.
So he
How
says,
do you run over something like
when
that?
they opened the box up, it was just flattened out because somebody literally drove over the top of it. So they had to order another one. And
Oh,
I mean,
my
we're
God.
talking a box that's the size of a grand piano.
I was just gonna, or bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
So-
flat, so it's easy
and
to run
it's
over.
What? So what was it in a wooden box?
No,
Cardboard.
just cardboard box, and the it's just a big piece of sheet metal, but it's got
All the bracing in it.
no, there
It's
isn't
all
any bracing in
cardboard.
it. Yeah, it's all cardboard.
I've seen
It's
some
trying
of
to
those.
suspend
I've had
within
some stuff come in.
cardboard. So it's a pretty flimsy piece of sheet metal, though it's got grooves and stuff molded into it or bent into it.
For a
but
trans van, so it's nondescript. Yeah.
a trans van, yes. I
Well,
won't go there.
Yes. You realize
So
that.
now,
never mind, that's
now
not
the
so.
car is sitting there with the side off of it. The parts are there. They're making sure that the hole in the side of the van and the piece of metal they're going to put up are.
Has
are the
all
same
of this
size.
been worth
You
it?
put you a lunch window in there, and
There you go.
Kind of do some
Just
Yeah,
get a
just
food
leave
truck.
it open. I'll turn it into a
You sell hot dogs.
Into
Sell
a
hot dogs
selling
out of
hot
it.
dogs.
Yeah.
Then Don can get his hot dog.
There you go. Be right out here by the studio.
That is the most incredible. If you knew what all you'd have to go through, would you have done this again the same way? I would have said, "See you later."
I'd have just got rid of the van back in June when it popped the motor. But those are the things that
things you
happen.
don't know.
Yeah.
You really don't know.
Yikes. Well, I found out as I took the car over to John Gray over at Gulf Coast Auto Shield to get the bird poop stains fixed
This is
on
the
paint.
Corvette
The
that we
Corvette,
talked about.
yes. My Corvette.
Yeah,
the
let's be clear. We're not taking bird poop off my van. We're taking bird poop off of Don's black Corvette.
Yeah, and
because
so-
Don parks it under a tree and lets the birds poop
No,
on it.
that's not true.
Send your comments to info@inwheeltime.com.
That is not true.
Birds didn't
We don't
poop on
tell
it?
lies on this show.
Birds didn't
Thank you
poop on
very
it?
much,
Yes, we
Joe
do.
Biden.
Did birds poop on it?
Yeah,
Where?
all over it.
Oh, I mean, where was it parked?
Right out there.
Okay. So I didn't tell a lie.
No, you didn't actually. So I brought it home. Opened the hood because, I have to put the battery
Right.
tender on it and all of that. Well, it got to be dark outside. So I thought, well, I'll just leave it out there with the hood open and all of that.
A nice evening.
I get up the next morning.
And the chickens had come home to roost
in that tree.
Pooped all over your car.
In that tree.
The pigeons had,
and
anyway.
they had eaten berries all day. So it was berry-laden poop all over the car. So
What kind of berries were they?
I
Don?
don't know. Blueberries or blackberries or something.
Yeah. Poop berries.
Poop berries. And I went out.
It's a new cereal. Instead of Count Chocula, Count Poopula.
Exactly. Oh, my God. So I washed it
Jack's
all off,
gonna
and I
hang
thought,
up.
that's not coming off. I mean, it came off, but it was stained.
It etches the clear coat
It does.
because it's very acidic, especially if there's the fruit in it.
So I thought, well, I don't have any choice. Hello, John. Yeah. So I took it down there, and come to find out now, the turn signals don't work.
Oh, wow.
Well, you never used them anyway.
He thought he owned a BMW.
He's a wannabe BMW driver. So
Poor Neerads out there in California listening.
He's going to hang up on us here in a minute.
These guys are nuts.
Let us do This Week in Auto History.
Okay, so in 1903, Alexander Winton, driving the Winton Bullet, and you're going to see a picture of it here, set a speed record achieved at Daytona Beach.
It's coming.
In
There you
this, he went over 65 miles an hour, if we can ever get the picture up.
It's up. Oh,
Is it?
It's
There
up
we
on
go.
my side.
He went 65 miles an hour on Daytona Beach with this without seatbelts.
Without any seatbelts.
Henry Ford hired John. Okay.
What are we doing, Jeff?
It's working.
Henry Ford
No, it's
hired
not.
John and Horace Dodge to supply chassis and running gears for his automobiles. John and Horace began their business careers as bicycle manufacturers back in the 1890s.
What is Horace? Would you shorten the name Horace?
I have no idea.
Horatio.
But Horatio.
Bob.
Oh, thank you.
Just call him Bob.
Ho.
They first entered the automobile industry as manufacturers of auto parts in 1901. They actually manufactured car bodies for Henry Ford and Ransom Eli Oldsmobile. Or Ransom Eli Olds.
You had to throw it in there.
And the Dodge brothers later became the largest parts manufacturing firm in the United States by 1910.
There's Jeff's car.
And
There it
then
is.
in 1908, at the Brooklands track in Weybridge, England, a standardization test, and hold here, Jeff, of 3 random Cadillacs were sent. And this test was, send us 3 cars. We're going to disassemble all 3 cars and throw it all in a pile and reassemble all 3 cars from intermingling the parts of each different one, which is pretty important back then when you talk about hand-building cars. And they did, and everything worked fine. So it kind of proved the quality standard of Cadillac, talking about how these 1907 Model Ks were used in this test to disassemble and reassemble them, and talk about the standard of the world, which is where that phraseology came from with Cadillac.
From the K, you graduated into a V.
Graduated into a V. Okay. In 1925, next picture, 1925, the National Highway Numbering System was instituted by the federal government, and this was the original sign, was the shield with the highway number on it. I went a little fast.
What is the what?
I don't know. This thing just get a little crazy.
Well, we're going to sit here silently and wait for that to come up.
This is the original highway signage used, and then later in the 50s, when the interstate highway system went up, it advanced from there with the colors, the blue, red, white, and blue signs that are out there.
And I want you to know the one there in the center that has the looks
reflective,
like the reflective
glass.
Yeah, Craig has got one that he bought that's like that.
He bought or he stole?
No,
he just took it off the highway somewhere.
He bought it.
Yeah,
because they haven't made those in years.
Is that the guy that designed it?
It seems like it. No, that's
Don
this is
Armstrong
the highway
in the bathtub.
I
back
actually
there.
found this picture. It's the Highway 66 Museum in Clinton, Oklahoma, of all places. Don't ask me why. In 1935, the Pontiac Indian Maiden mascot was patented by the designers and at General Motors, and the Indian Maiden was the male warrior chief of the Ottawa tribe, who distinguished himself for his bravery fighting during the English.
I
during
think
the
that they
French
need to
Indian
change
Wars.
the name of that sound.
Yeah,
Ottawa.
that is going to change. I'm sure some politically correct person's going to make them drop that. The first Ford-produced general-purpose vehicle rolled off the assembly line in 1941 in Dearborn, Michigan. Ford built 277 Jeeps during World War II. Now, one of the things you'll notice is what varies on this versus today's Jeep.
Well, that doesn't have a 7-slot grill.
It's got an 8-slot grill, and that's one of the differentiations that you can tell when it's a Ford-built Jeep. I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. And then in 1973, Honda Civic was introduced to the United States in both a 4-door and a 2-door. Now, this car today would be considered a mini car by comparison. The Civic is, bigger than the Accord was back in the day.
Yeah.
So even that in a 2-door, you can advance, Jeff, even that in a 2-door. So that's this week in automotive history.
I remember how popular those were.
Is there one more picture? Earl Scheib in 1992 passed away. But if you all remember, I'll paint any car, any color for $29.95.
Includes wheels, door jams, and everything. Just paint it all.
Glass.
Including the glass. Yes, exactly. All right. Thank you very much, sir. Time now for a couple of headlines in the news this week. General Motors said on Wednesday it was further extending production cuts at 3 North American plants and adding a 4th to the list of factories hit by the global semiconductor chip shortage. Meanwhile, GM competitor Stellantis on Wednesday did not give an estimate for the financial hit it expects this year from the shortage and said the issue could last into the second half of 2021. Consumers have stocked up on laptops, gaming consoles, and other electronic products during the pandemic, leading to tight chip supplies.
It's easy for you to say.
You better be careful there.
Yeah.
They also bought more cars than industry officials expected last spring, further straining the supplies. Ford Motor Company ate into Tesla's share of the electric vehicle market in February, but it's taking longer than expected to deliver some Mustang Mach-E crossovers. Ford is compensating for the delays by doubling thousands of owners' free charging allotment and covering a few hundred buyers' first payment. The automaker sent a letter Tuesday to some 4,500 Mach-E buyers informing them of the delay as their electric crossovers undergo additional quality checks. Why? They're not saying. Ford said the buyers would receive an extra 250 kilowatt hours of free charging for their trouble. Additionally, Ford said it would cover the first month's payment of up to $1,000 for 250 owners. Ford spokeswoman declined to discuss the reason for the delay, but said the company hoped to deliver the vehicles before the 30-day time frame was up.
If I had a car note of $1,000, I would die.
Ford also introduced the first ever Explorer King Ranch luxury package available in their midsize SUV.
Okay. Quick break now. You're on the In Wheel Time Car Show. We've got more of our show coming right up. Stay with us.
Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's premier cruise-in, and you're invited to join in. Whether you're a cruiser or spectator, Tailpipes and Tacos is the place to enjoy made-to-order breakfast tacos, fresh coffee, and mingle with Houston's fun car people. Mark your calendar for Saturday, March 20th for Tailpipes and Tacos at the Lupi Tortilla Mexican Restaurant in Katy, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Tailpipes and Tacos is free, and everyone is invited. You'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods, all at one location. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off in a friends and family event at the Lupi Tortilla Mexican Restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 in Katy. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Lupi founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise in, Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, March 20th, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Lupi's in Katy. The In Wheel Time Car Show will be there too. Get your ride ready, and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise-in, March 20th, 8 to 11 a.m. at Lupi's in Katy, weather permitting. Is your business or company looking to stand out in a crowded advertising market? Looking to reach the real auto enthusiast? Well, you found it. You're listening or watching In Wheel Time, and so are your fellow enthusiasts. The In Wheel Time Car Show now reaches 500,000, and we can put together a marketing plan that will engage them in your product, business, or service. To get the tires rolling, just shoot us an email to our marketing director, Jeff Zekin. His address is jeff at nwheeltime.com. If you're in charge of your company's small, medium, or large business anywhere in the U.S., let the On Hold Company help you retain customers and promote your business on your telephone system. Promote special sales or company info when placed on hold. The On Hold Company provides custom on-hold messages with professional male or female voices, licensed background music with no long-term contract, no monthly recurring bill, and updates your messages as needed. Call the On Hold Company at 713-223-HOLD or go to onhold.net.